tuning in to Take 10 on Tuesdays with the Tennessee Tribune. I'm Jason Luntz. This week I'm very excited that I have an actual close personal friend and local Nashville celebrity, in my opinion, Jonathan Martin. Jonathan, how are you today?
Thank you, man. I'm glad to be here as always. Thank you guys for having me.
All right, great. The reason we have Jonathan here today is, as you may know, he's actually a weekend anchor on Channel 4, which is the NBC affiliate here in Nashville. And you also go out in the field?
Yeah, I'm a reporter during the week, so I report 3 days a week and then anchor on the weekends.
Okay, so weekend anchor, report 3 times, so he's doing a lot of things, and we're very excited to have him. We have some news that he's going to share with us today, and I was just hoping that we could let our viewers know.
Yeah, in case people haven't heard, after 6 years at WSMV, I've decided to leave the station. It's been just an amazing journey for me. I've been so blessed to be here, but it's time to do something different. So I'm gonna leave the station, but the good news is that I won't really be leaving Nashville right now. I'll be starting a new job with a brand new American network that'll be launching called Jazeera America. So like I said, I'll be leaving in just about a week or two. So
a week or two?
It's all kind of winding down for me, yeah.
Oh man, so it's got to be, it's exciting. You're doing something new, but so you're just basically stepping out there.
Yeah, I really needed to do something different. You know, when you do something for 6 years and you've been blessed, and my station and the city has been so behind me, but now it's time to do something bigger and greater. And I wasn't even really looking for this opportunity, but it came along. I got a call about it from my agent, and sent some work out there, went and interviewed in New York, and I said, hey, look, it's time to take a risk in my career. It's time to be bold and do something different. And a lot of people, frankly, were competing for this opportunity. There were journalists from across the country wanting to be a part of something new like this. So I said, you know what? Why not be a part of something new and different and take a risk? I mean, that's what I've always believed in doing. So
yeah, that's important. That's definitely something that here on Take 10 that we like. We like to have people that take risks and go out there and try new things. Now, I've been reading a little bit about Jazeera America. Now, is this going to be an actual 24-hour news network?
Yeah, it's actually a brand new American network. Think CNN, think MSNBC. It is 24 hours, and so it's really a big undertaking. You may have heard that Jazeera America is going to take the place of Current TV. Bought the channel or the station from Al Gore's network, Current TV. So it'll be seen in over 50 million households starting in August. And so we launch in late August, and the headquarters are in New York. They also have a studio in Washington, D.C., and then they'll have 12 different bureaus, Nashville being one of them. And really the big goal is that, like, a lot of times when you watch news now, you see stories about people in New York and in LA and in Atlanta, but there's this middle section of America that sometimes isn't covered, that sometimes you will see, big stories in Nashville only when there's a tornado or when there's a huge, natural disaster. But they're good everyday stories here that sometimes never make the radar because there's no one here on the ground fishing and digging for those stories. And so that's kind of the idea of having a bureau reporter here, and that's what I'll be doing.
Oh, so so the bureau reporter. Well, I always found interesting one thing about Nashville, even though I know it's considered the South, but we're very close to the Midwest as well. I mean, Illinois, Missouri, those states are close. So I guess it is a prime location, Middle America location. Would you say?
Yeah, I mean, what are you referring to again?
Well, the city of Nashville, our positioning in the country.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess you would say, yeah. I mean, when I say middle of America, they're going to have bureaus in Detroit. There'll be one in New Orleans. There'll be one in Nashville. Really looking at just when I say middle of America, you're talking about New York on this side, LA on this side. Middle of America meaning kind of everything in between that sometimes doesn't make the news.
Yeah, I've heard them say the flyover states in the industry. So
yeah, but Nashville actually is now becoming one of those states, or the cities, I should say, where people are finally looking at us like, okay, Nashville is kind of what's up. People are, it's like Charlotte and Nashville and New Orleans are those cities that people are kind of giving a second look to, in part because there's growth here. There are celebrities here. There is, there are jobs here. I mean, a lot of that really, gives people a reason to look at Nashville as more than just, country music or for what people looked at it before.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because most people I do interview, I always ask them how they feel about Nashville and its place in the national spotlight. Because as a transplant from New Jersey, and you're a transplant as well, you're from Atlanta.
Yeah, born and raised.
Born and raised in Atlanta, and I'm from New Jersey, and I know, and you probably have had the same experience, that this city is really changed a lot too, especially in the time you've been here, 6 years.
Right. Yeah, 6 years, and I think obviously it's more diverse.
Yes.
It's obviously bigger in terms of more people moving here, more progressive. I mean, we of course have the convention center. There's just a lot more going on. New restaurants popping up every other day. It seems like. I mean, it seems like there's always something new in Nashville. Condos everywhere. I was driving in the 12th South area. I was driving in the Gulch, downtown. It's like everywhere there's a new condo building popping up.
East Nashville.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of neighborhoods, and I'm glad, and I'm sure you feel the same, that we're here at the right time.
Yeah, and that's why I really didn't want to leave Nashville. Like, I don't know if I would have taken this opportunity if they said, hey, leave, join Al Jazeera and move out to somewhere random that you don't know anybody. But I know this community, I know the people, I love this community, I know what's going on here and what it has the potential to be. So I was like, why would you not leave and still have the opportunity to make this your home base?
Oh, that's great. And now we have someone like you who's grown to love the city to get those stories out and let people know that Nashville is a city that has a lot of important things going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'm really excited about it. And so I'll be counting on some of the same people that I call on now. Mm-hmm. I'll call on you, I'll call on other people. If you have an interesting story that you want to cover, obviously we won't be doing, like I said before, a house fire. We won't be covering like somebody shot in the leg. That's not going to be national news.
Yeah.
But if it's something that really is a big issue, in our schools, that maybe that something's happening in Tennessee that has a bigger national, significance, or if there's something in politics, or if there is, something in the music industry or some new trend that Nashville is progressive on, then we might actually do that. And that's what they really want. Or if there's just something cool that's unique to Nashville, which we have so many of those things. It could be a fun story. It doesn't all have to be politics and wars and crime. So I'm looking forward to that. And that's one of the reasons I really wanted to do that. Because, sometimes covering the hustle and bustle of, everyday robberies and shootings and things like that, those are important to the community. But I think as a journalist, I'm looking forward to telling like longer form stories and getting more than a minute and a half to do a news story. Yeah,
so you got those things. And I also wonder, especially with the music industry, and I noticed that we're actually growing, and we talk about this a lot on Take 10s, we're growing beyond just country. We got the gospel scene that's crazy, the neo soul scene, even the rock scene. So I'm wondering if, and I see film, the TV show Nashville, film, a lot of movies are being made here. Mm-hmm. So I wonder, would there be opportunities to deal on that, or will they have someone separate for the entertainment?
Well, one thing I will say about Al Jazeera is that it's not really going to be an entertainment network. One of the criticisms of some other networks is that it's become very, celebrity driven. One of the lead stories is what Kim and Kanye's baby is going to be named. And I think that, a lot of people have turned away from a lot of national news because they think, okay, here we go again. This is in the first 5 minutes of a newscast what their baby's name is. And while there is an interest in that, there are a lot of people who want just their news. They don't care. They don't care about that. They want, what affects me. What really, is a part of my life. And so I think that's what Al Jazeera is really going to try to do, is get back to just the hard news that's unbiased. And there are people who have whatever perception they have of Al Jazeera based on past events or what they've heard or what they've read. And so I think that one of the things that people will just have to do is just to watch the network for itself, see what it is, and they will obviously see that it is a network that is legitimate. And a lot of the faces who are joining, people will recognize. Soledad O'Brien is going to be on there. She was a former CNN anchor. And you have Rochelle Carey, who was with Headline News, Ali Velshi, who was with CNN, you have Mike Vaquera, who was with NBC News, a lot of different people. So I'm just excited to be working, with some of these people that like I've looked up to and said, oh my goodness, like, I'm going to be on the same, network and channel as them. So I'm going to have to kind of step up my game now, like, so.
Because that's the one that's going to be like, and now we go to Jonathan Martin.
Yeah, like, okay, Soledad O'Brien, now Jonathan Martin. So I'm really going to have to really.
It's a great opportunity.
Step up my game, but I'm looking forward to it, and I think that's what it's all about, is like challenging yourself. I never wanted to get comfortable. I want to always be like stepping up my game, and this will require me to. And so I'll have a team of producers working with me and helping me. There'll be a photographer who's awesome, who used to work at CNN, who's coming to Nashville, moving here. And so there are going to be people here who are really like making me better and teaching me stuff that I have never known. So I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, that's great. And the last thing I really wanted to ask you is, now that you have this major platform, I know that you've been involved in a lot of stuff in the city, the Nashville Association of Black Journalists, NAACP. Mm-hmm. I know you've done things, a lot of events. Are you still going to be doing a lot of community service and being part of organizations?
You know, that's important to me. Honestly, that has been like my bread and butter here in Nashville. What I really pride myself on is that, you know, I've never been a person caught up in being on TV and being seen. I want to be in the community. I want to be involved. Obviously, my schedule will be a little bit different now. I won't have like a Monday through Friday, 9 to 6. It may be a time where I'm working all day or where I go in late, but I'm really going to still try to be involved in the things that are important to me. I really love mentoring. I have 2 boys I mentor through the Big Brothers Big Sisters program. I'm involved with NABJ, which you are a part of as well, and I still want to be involved with that. I still want to be involved in a few things, but I will definitely have to be more selective, but still be out there. I mean, obviously, you know, I'm not the local news guy anymore, so I'm no longer the Channel 4 guy that people may call on, but to me, I want to get more involved in my church and do things that are important to me. And I think sometimes just being involved in the community doesn't mean that you necessarily have to be seen all the time. Sometimes you can just be working in your church behind the scenes, or be working anywhere and getting things done. So I'm looking forward to it, and the community has been so supportive. Like, I put this on Facebook that I was leaving, and some people saw it, and I was just amazed by the support I got.
It was a beautiful thing. I was reading some of the responses, and I was like, people are really supporting this move.
Yeah, it's just you know, you're gonna have people who, you know, don't, and that's okay. And I think you have to do what you feel is right and take risks and you know, no risk, no reward. And so I believe that, you know. So
I like that. That might be our new theme: no risk, no reward.
I didn't make it up. I just got it from somebody else. The 50 million people who said
it before, but it's a great one. Jonathan, I really appreciate you taking out the time to talk to us today.
Yeah, thank
man,
you.
Good luck. We will be watching, definitely.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Thanks.
Thank you. All right.
That was great. And once again, you've been watching Take 10 on Tuesdays with the Tennessee Tribune. Have a great week. Thanks.